Wow, the poster looked interesting and I should try to buy it.
Hi, I saw a very interesting poster related to smoke ball. I would like to buy it. I still got sick and not recovering. I should go and claim the reward.
Hi.
Hi,
Yes. How can I help you?
I'm here to claim 100 euros on behalf of Miss Carol because, as promised in the advertisement of your company, anyone who who falls ill after using the smoke ball can claim 100 euros from your company.
Nonsense. The advertisement was just an invitation to buy, not a guarantee.
How come? But it was clearly an offer because the advertisement clearly stated that anyone who falls sick after using the smoke ball from your company can file a claim for 100 euros. Miss Carol clearly deserves those 100 euros.
We never intended to pay out that much money. We reject your claim.
I'm taking this matter to the court.
Silence. The court is in session. Today's case is Miss Carlyle versus Carbolic Smoke Ball Company.
Your Honor, the advertisement in question clearly constitutes a unilateral offer. Anyone who uses the product and falls sick would be entitled to the reward. And Mrs. Carroll, my defendant, clearly fulfills all the conditions and deserves a £100 reward.
Objection. The advertisement was just a mere puff and is used as a sales tactic, not a binding contract. Plus, the offer was too vague and impossible to enforce.
The court finds in favor of Miss Carlyle. The advertisement did constitute a binding offer and Miss Carlyle demonstrably fulfilled its condition. The Carbolic Smoke Ball Company is ordered to pay the promised reward of €100. The court is dismissed.
So now, let us take a look on the issue arising from this whole case. So the first issue is, does the company's advertisement was just an offer or just an invitation to trade? So now, let us take a look from the perspective from both parties. From the side of the defendant, which is the Carbolic Smoke Ball Company, they argued that the advertisement was too vague and the offer of £100 was made just to encourage the sales activity. But from the side of the plaintiff, which is Mrs. Carlyle, she argued that the advertisement made was as a unilateral offer, which is the contract made to the public or to the whole world, and anyone who performs it demonstrates the acceptance of the offer. The second issue arises from this whole case is there any intention to create a legal relation? So let us take a look from both sides. From the side of the Carbolic Smoke Ball Company, they clarified that they do not have any intention to create legal relation. Meanwhile, from the side of Mrs. Carlyle, she stated that the company has a pure intention to create legal relation. So, why is this? Why is this happen? This is because through the advertisement made by the company stated that £1,000 is deposited with the Alliance Bank Regent Street. Through this statement made by the defendant, it shows their seriousness in offering the £100 reward. So, I think that's all the issues arises from this whole case. So, now let us take a look at the verdict made by the judges.
In this case, the court decided that the defendant appeal was dismissed and that the plaintiff was entitled to a recovery of £100. The court recognized that language about the payment of a reward in unclear advertisement is typically a path that eludes enforcement. But in this case, the defendant mentioned the £1,000 deposit in their advertisement as evidence of their sincerity. Therefore, the court considered the defendant offer of reward to be a promise because of what they did, which was supported by their sincerity.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Abdurrahman and I will be discussing the reasoning of our group on the case Carlyle versus Carbolic Smokeball Company. So here's our reasoning and stance for this case. First of all, we strongly agree with the court's decision and the following are the reasons for it. The first point would be serious offer and not just a mere sales puffery. The Carbolic Smokeball Company's ad wasn't just a sales talk. They deposited £1,000 to show their sincerity for the £100 reward. This suggests a genuine offer and not just an attempt to exaggerate their product's effectiveness. Secondly, the offer was not meant for a specific person, but it was targeted towards the entire world. Anyone who followed the instructions as mentioned in the advertisement and was willing to take on the challenge was eligible for the offer. And in our case, Carlyle didn't need to formally accept the offer. By buying and using the smoke ball as instructed by the company, she performed the act, and this act itself demonstrates her acceptance in this matter. So moving on, Carlyle's purchase and use of smokeball wasn't free. She incurred detriment, she had to spend money and follow the specific steps as mentioned by the company. This detriment in response to the company's offer constitutes valid consideration for the contract. Carbolic Smokeball Company received a potential benefit, increased sales if their product worked. They also aimed to avoid potential loss, the £100 reward if it didn't. In conclusion, the company's clear advertisement with a deposit, the open-ended nature of the offer, the actions of Miss Carlyle and the presence of consideration all point to a binding contract, and we, as a group, believe that the code's decision upholds fairness and protects consumers who rely on such clear and public promises. Thank you.
Basically, we actually examined the case and unequivocally we agree with the court's ruling. It meticulously dismantled the arguments presented by the company. The central issue in the case was whether the corporate smoke company advertisement constituted a binding offer or whether it is an invitation to trade. The court held that the act was indeed an offer as it contained specific terms, including a promise to pay 100 euro to anyone who contracted influenza after using the smoke according to the instruction. Regarding the element of accepting, the court ruled that Mrs. Colley had purchasing and using the smoke as directed completed acceptance of the offer. The court emphasized that in unilateral contracts, acceptance occurs through the performance of the specific act provided in the offer. Furthermore, the court addressed the issue of consideration. It held that Mrs. Colley did for purchasing the smoke and using it in reliance on the company promise constitutes sufficient consideration. The court rejected the company arguments that there was no determinant to Mrs. Carney, noting that she had incurred expenses in purchasing the product and had relied on the company's promise of a reward.
We'll proceed to the next point. Based on the analysis of the court decision, by favoring on the side of Mrs. Carlyle, the right of consumer, where right can be protected in the future and serve as a cautionary tale to any other companies that would intend to mislead their consumer through their deceptive advertisement, which can cause a huge problem between a both party, seller and buyer. So the court decisions in Carlyle versus the Carbolic Smokeball Company resonate with us. You can see in the poster the advertisement clear terms where using the smoke ball as directed and still contracting influenza earn you $100, leave a little room for ambiguity. This suggests a genuine offer, not just marketing ploy. So, advertisement reach a wide audience, and consumer might rely on the such offer when making a purchase decision. Upholding the court decision to protect this element of consumer trust and encourage businesses to be clear and upfront in their advertisement. So overall, the court decision on this case significantly clarified the principle of offer, acceptance, and consideration in contract law. mainly when applied to advertisement and unilateral contract. So this case served as a landmark precedent for future similar cases and remain widely referenced in legal literature as a foundational example of contract law principle in action. Thank you. That's all from us.